That was weird. I clicked the button to do it, and it said like, "Oh, your thumbnail's not valid," and I just, you know, ignored that and did it again, and it was like, what?
Yeah, everything seems to be in order.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we need people to like a volume check. You could do that.
Not showing that we're streaming it. Oh, there it is.
Enter the control room.
Everything seems to be in order.
What do you mean by that? I can see from my audio output capture, like the stream itself is super quiet. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think it is. As long as it's all quiet.
But you're a lot louder than it. But not to me. That's the weirdest thing. We're both roughly the same volume. I guess hopefully they won't say anything too important straight away, and we can gauge it. Someone start speaking. Probably shouldn't show the control room. Sometimes I need to look at it, or feel the need to look at it.
You feel compelled. All right. Thumbs up stream.
I can turn.
Terry.
I guess I can turn you down a bit, like directly on Discord, and turn like my laptop volume up. That might be.
Maybe. Oh, yeah.
But like the shanty, it is good. It's just so fucking this version of it, the instrumental version. Oh,
are we live? Are we live?
Oh, Jesus
Are
Christ.
we live, Squidward? We have a thumbs up from Jacob.
Got to jump into the game.
Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Jacob, are we live? Jacob!
Yes,
we are live.
We are so live. What is up,
I don't think
gamers?
we're live.
We're not live. Well, what the hell?
No, I think you are.
God, if only
Say
we're
that's if I'm talking to him.
this out.
Well, I mean, the screen's quite black for being live.
Every time I tab out, it'll go away.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Wow. None of them are wearing the Mark 6 armor.
Are we a live style of guys now?
Oh, I'll
Just
just
do straight up default.
Close that window. So
No.
Yeah,
Alright, so
yeah.
window into the
We're
window. Oh, all right, yeah.
We're
What's up,
extremely
guys?
live. Oh, we are so back. It's 6 years, and maybe year
We're
7
so
we're going to
back.
figure out how to run a stream. What is up, gamers, miners, dwarves, you beautiful friends? Welcome to
So it does look like it'll be normal
BGSG
gameplay for
Thursday
the first
stream.
time.
It's the 1st of March, rabbit, hair. And today we are doing something a little special because it is on this beautiful day, or maybe technically yesterday, don't ask me, that Ghost Ship Game turns 6 years old. So if you're out there and you are a 6-year-old and you're watching this stream and it's your birthday,
Exactly.
first of all,
Like I said,
yes,
you're
welcome,
old enough to
but
drink.
also congratulations, because you are exactly as old as Deep Rock Galactic.
happy birthday!
Happy birthday to Silly Dwarf Game. Oh, Mark, I remember just years ago when watching this game, learned to crawl for the first time.
Don't make me cry now. Don't make me cry now. I'm tearing up already.
Oh, and it's just, it's gonna be soon that we're sending this game off in the school bus. To its
Someone just
very
said in
first
chat
day
one of the
first
devs were
grade.
playing Rogue Core a while ago.
On this beautiful day,
Down my
somebody made a
Discord.
note in the chat. We have
Saw
a
some
special
Rogue Core.
guest. Indeed, engineer has a mystery little title here. This default costumed engineer, and many of you are wondering what's going on, which is a fair question. And this day we're doing something special and something we've never done before for our anniversary streams, where we have brought in actually some of the biggest DRG content creators of the internet,
Quote, biggest.
everyone all over the DLG community here in Copenhagen. We've put a bunch of sweet gamers on a plane, and we brought them here, and they are with us live, and I'm looking at them all in the GSG headquarters.
Is that literally those
and
three?
We just figured we'd start with
Maybe.
start our dev stream by welcoming folks and just bring it in to talk DRG with different folks.
How you know
'cause,
Axis
I don't
Cronus
know,
isn't
after
there?
all, that's what makes this game.
He'd be the
at least
fucking
for me,
scout
like what
that he always
makes this
is.
game so special is all these people that put a ton of effort into expanding this universe, explaining the mechanics that we don't know how they work, and building up that sweet, sweet rock and stone flavor. So, our first mystery guest, who is piloting the special guest engineer, is none other than DRG historian, formerly known
Well,
as now
it's not a mystery.
Explorian. Welcome, Explorian, to the GSG.
We knew
Dev
that.
Oh, we don't know which
No,
one.
just the engineer.
How did people guess who you were already? I'm seeing people in
Wait,
chat.
really?
Did you spoil it?
And no, I didn't. Even I was gonna tell my friend to watch the stream, but even he's away, I think.
It must be the
Oh.
outfit.
Well, welcome to the stream, Explorian.
Explore
Yo,
for-
monkey.
Oh, Mark, I'm sorry I
What'd you say?
interrupted you. I'll make
Yeah.
this up to you. I promise I'll fix this.
How does it feel to be in Copenhagen, Explorian?
I'm enjoying
Oh,
my
God.
time here.
I just
I
drank
honestly love it
tea
here.
onto myself.
Have you
a lot
ever
of
been?
likes.
It's because you're an
Have you
idiot.
ever been to Denmark before?
No, this is my first time.
Well, did you ever think that a computer game would bring you here?
No, never.
I think
I
both,
didn't
Monkey.
even think you guys
Maybe.
would do this kind
Not
of
sure
stuff.
at this point.
And neither
But,
did we.
No, they are showing
Neither
stuff.
did we.
They are.
But for anyone maybe who's
But-
watching
Major
the stream
Crew.
and maybe hasn't watched
Uh,
DRG historian,
Here.
formerly known as now presently Exploring videos, what's what's your niche? Where do you fit into the content?
Not that you can see it.
ecosystem of Deep Rock Galactic?
I explore like old stuff, like how glyphids used to look like, for example, or how barren the biomes used to be in development. And I also cover,
It's almost an insult.
or used to, I guess, a bunch of unused stuff, like any like weapons that were cut, like a rocket launcher a long time ago, or a bunch of overclocks and so on. That's basically what I've been
Overclocks?
doing. And at the same time, just kind of trying to do something different every now and again. Like, biggest example probably Lootbug Genocide. That was just like completely different from anything else on there, I think.
All right, are you ready for a hard question?
Sure.
What's been your greatest discovery in Deep Rock Galactic?
Greatest discovery.
Do you have one piece of, I don't know, lore that you dug up from like an old build
Hey,
from
look!
some time?
Turned into a
Yeah,
wine
they
bottle.
have it.
Like the Profanity Wastelands?
Good job, guys.
That was
Aha.
you.
Actually, no, that's good. That's
First
because
time I got access
that's
to,
more
like,
so what I
they
wanted.
do
I think they should have more props, but like
One of the first things I heard was
for the
uh,
events, that
Can I
actually
start the
specifically
stream?
good
Yeah,
idea.
you can.
Oh yeah.
Only one
was the driller overheating his drills and just saying "fuck."
Fuck! Oh shit!
Maybe one day we'll release the Deep Rock Uncut.
This is our way of attending, by the way. It's like
Deep
we're,
Rock
we're there in
X-rated,
spirit.
except for it's not featuring the one X-rated
No,
feature.
the hell we're
really
not.
don't know what they think of that term. Anyway,
That's actually why we pulled him out, just so we could like, bring him back in like an uncut, uncensored version.
Oh, they literally gave them like dud accounts, so he's literally called
explain
special guest
What made you
in
get
game.
into like? How'd you get started with Deep
Yeah.
Rock Galactic? Was that were you?
I
the
think
person
they're
your
just
friend
going to be
group find it,
switching who's
somebody put you
controlling
onto
the
it, or
special
where did-
guest character.
When did Deep Rock come into your life?
The first time I saw it was through like Steam Discovery. I saw some screenshots and I thought it looks bad. But then, like a year later, kind of less than a year, my friend was like, "Oh, this game is pretty good. Yeah, I'll buy it if you pay like €10. If you send me €10, I'll buy it."
Whoa!
And then I
Exploring got
bought
into the
it,
game because of a
and,
friend.
Well, 2,000 hours.
Wasn't
I
on his own
guess.
terms.
It
Can you believe that?
Just goes to show, don't judge a game by its poly count. um, what's like? What had you done like game content before this, or what did you like switch over from doing content and suddenly focusing on DRG, or is this a start of like you doing all sorts of videos
God,
still
he got-
on it?
Certain stuff.
This was the first
Fine.
time I started like actually trying to make a video. Before then, I'd make like a joke video or just something very low effort. But yeah, the DRG was the first time I actually tried to make something that's worth watching, in my opinion.
That's awesome. What about like I don't know? What are these days? Kind of you've I think a lot of people might know you as DRG historian, and more recently been rebranding as exploring and kind of branching out. What else? What are you working on now, or like what sort of directions are you exploring?
The Exploring
I
roadmap.
just want to explore weird games mostly. Like a good example would be something like I can't come up with anything right now. But basically, just weird games of all sorts. Any like indie games people not really heard of, or any abandonware games that have been completely forgotten. That's basically the new direction. Plus, of course, I'll still make DRG content when I feel like it.
Well, I'm hoping we give you a lot of reasons to make DRG content in the future.
At least Roadcore definitely happening. Yeah.
Is it like because and as we will see in the stream, you are one of 7 different like key deep rock community community people and
Oh, why are you
content
ignoring
creators.
Monkey?
Had you met any of the rest of these people
I'm
in real
not.
life?
I wasn't paying attention.
Nope.
That's
Time.
how is that not ignoring?
What's it like? Is it weird? It's weird, but, like me in a good way.
I didn't know he was talking.
I mean, it's not anything important.
Those that I already talked to in DMs, like on Discord, like SNIS or Dwarfurious, I just kind of just talked to them like I've known them for years. It was weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He did
I guess I
say,
did the same
I
thing,
don't know
like
if
outside
you've
of work, of
listened,
just like
but
meeting and like gaming with
7
people on Discord for a long
people.
time, and they meet someone, it's just like, oh yeah, but
Total.
yep, it's
is what he
it's
said.
you. And then
What
you
guests?
also realize that they have like exist as a
He
real life
wasn't
body
special
and have
people
a job outside
in the
of, like,
community,
I don't know,
is what he said.
there are
something
more
like that.
dimensions of them, but it's a fun
Simon
thing
Lane.
to explore. I'm super glad you guys could come visit.
No.
Yeah, I'm glad that this happened at all. It's still crazy. A part of me still can't believe I'm actually here.
It's so much fun, man. It's
John
awesome
Rhys
seeing you guys
Davies.
in real life.
Hmm.
All right. All right, I think time-wise, we've got to switch out the hot seat. So before you go exploring, if
Is that all
somebody
he
here
gets?
is looking for exploring content, they want to dive into, I don't know, Deep Rock Galactic lore and early builds and the history of how the game came together. Where does somebody go to find exploring?
You'll have to
YouTube.
write like Explorian Guy as one word on YouTube because Exploring was taken.
Yeah, I
That was
dropped a link to your channel in the stream. It's also pinned at the top of the chat, guys. So go check them out.
And
Over
I'd
YouTube.
recommend starting with Hidden History probably. That's probably the most universal.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Pointman. Yeah.
Kateon and Twitch asks, wait, DRG
Kateon?
Historian is actually there with you guys?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed he is.
On their
We
Twitch?
are all sitting in the same room, and it's like a great big LAN party. But
He's betrayed us.
somebody could have pointed out, wait, guys, Discord is on the internet. You could have saved a plane ticket and just done this online. But, well, whatever. We already did it. We're having fun.
Too
all right,
late now.
This is a foolish
Right.
misuse
All
of
right, we gotta swap you on the hot
Ghost
seat.
Ship's resources.
So as Exploring cycles out, and we wait to see who we shake.
They
the
should have
great-
crowdfunded
great
the plane
mystery
tickets.
ball of content creators, and we see who falls out next.
I can spoil it if you want.
No, don't spoil
All
it.
right, we'll bring on the next. Yeah, don't spoil it. We'll bring on the next person.
Let's see if people in chat can guess from the voice.
Yeah.
Maybe we
What?
should do like yeah. And you can drop hints.
Oh yeah, it might
you
not
like-
be.
Surprise! It's DRG Historian again. Hello.
Yeah. You're listening to 91.4 Hoxus Rock Radio. Caller number 2, welcome online. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello? Who is this? Where am I? How did I get here?
Yeah, we
Hey,
did,
Sniz.
when we had
Is
these
it?
guests over, we have stolen their passports
Yeah, I
and we
think so.
keep them in sort of a cryo chamber. So if anyone
Is-
seems a little like disoriented when they
Everyone's
get
saying
online,
sniss. Okay, maybe.
wow, after 3 words, we've got the chat's guessing it.
Maybe I don't know
Both on
sniss as well as I
Twitch and
think.
YouTube.
That's
Folks,
pretty crazy.
that is a recognizable voice. And folks, you got it right. It is indeed in the hot
Why
seat.
did you just have a
Mr.
pickaxe
Sniz.
out as the
Sniz,
chair?
Thank you so much for joining us and flying all the way out.
That's what you do when you rock and stone
My God.
with any of the props.
I'm now stuck here. I
Dude, we
can't
told you you're not allowed to fucking ask for help on the stream.
I mean, I love it here.
That's right. We're feeding you, aren't we?
Yeah,
You're getting plenty of water, isn't that right?
yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it's
Right,
awesome.
dear.
Anyway, to some easier questions. If somebody, it definitely seems like a lot of people in YouTube and Twitch already recognize the voice. But if somebody doesn't know SNIS, what type of DRG videos does SNIS make?
I started by making like specific topic videos, so like caves and creatures. But I've kind of
Lobster the Mobster in their chat. I don't know.
Typically, it focuses more on like
Cool.
the creative acts.
Pretty cool name.
Of developing Deep Rock than anything very technical. But yeah.
What introduced you to Deep Rock?
Well, the first time I saw it was in 2017 at the Microsoft E3 conference. I saw the trailer and I said it looked terrible.
Why is that the first impression of everyone?
Theme here.
I love
yeah,
this
I'm
trend.
This is not how it was supposed to turn out, Aaron.
Script, dude.
I bought it in 2018. It was like on sale for like $15 or something, and I didn't play it for a bit. And then later in 2018, I started playing it with a friend, and I pretty much haven't stopped since.
What changed your mind from going to this game looks boring to this game is worth focusing on for a bunch of content and playing a lot?
I shot the Warthog.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that the turning point? Nice.
The gunplay, yeah. It just,
All right.
I don't know. I didn't expect it to feel so good to play.
Wait, was the engineer the first character you played as well?
I think NG was like my favorite right away. Scout also, and
Yeah.
now Driller is my favorite though.
Oh, same, bro.
Based.
Love
Shut the
Driller.
fuck up.
Driller's so good.
Big shout out
Where's
to
Mickle?
Yeah!
and the rest of the animation team for doing
Mickle special guest.
the weapon animations on guns like the Warthog, because there you have it, customer testimonial. It works. You saved the game.
Look at that.
Did you do like video content before that? Because I know you're also like you do way beyond DRG, although you do a lot of DRG stuff.
I personally think Gunner is the only
I've been
based
planning on doing
choice.
YouTube stuff for years, but I kind of just got like stuck in an infinite perfection.
Everyone else is like
I'm gonna make a
ripe for
video
being
on
shat on
like,
for a number of
the
reasons.
game, and that was like
Hmm.
a big reaction. to
Scout's
kids in
cringe.
DRG, like had a really big
Yep.
reaction. I had a lot more to say about the game, so yeah.
But, like, it's,
just
like,
kinda
obvious,
started
though,
from there.
you
I
know?
also went to school for like video editing and audio editing and all
These-
sorts of stuff.
What,
so
drills? Oh,
some
my
of
arm.
my earlier videos are definitely interesting. I have a clown music video if you really want.
That was quash.
That. But yeah, I've done all sorts of stuff.
Do you remember like the first Deep Rock video you made where it was like, oh shit, maybe this like there's an audience for this, or like the one.
Yeah, the reaction was just really positive, which surprised me.
Got a lot of
it's just
earwax.
nice to see people be like, make more of these, and it's like, okay, now I can like do this. Yeah.
Wait, Sniz, can you move your microphone to a little closer to your mouth? I think there's somebody that says Sniz is a bit quiet, but that's
Is it
also
better?
okay. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, speak up.
but-
Also, drop the link to your channels for everyone to check out. What video would you point them to if you had to pick one?
I don't know.
Stolen
Deep
car food
Rock,
review.
It would probably be the pickaxe. I was really happy with that one. And not Deep Rock, fishing in video games.
I like the fishing and video games video.
That video was, oh yeah, that was so fun to make.
After spending a lot of time on the pickaxe video, was it weird holding the surprisingly heavy, real life size pickaxe that we have in the office?
Yes, it is impressively heavy and scary. It is definitely
Deadly, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you should have this in the office, guys.
No, don't. Yeah, I thought we weren't supposed to say that, Aaron.
The day that I got it, it was a gift from Mood Publishing, and I had to bike with it in like I had to bike back to the office with it, and it was the day that Zelensky was in town and giving a speech at the Danish Parliament, and the bike route took
Yeah.
me right past there, and I was like, I don't know, Denmark has very like strict like weapon laws. I
see
felt
you,
like I
Monkey.
was riding 30 for sure that entire bike ride. It was, that was a concerning trip.
Monkey's good at bike.
A recap video.
But also, it's just I think something that was sort of didn't really strike me until
We'll
the-
probably talk
you
about
arrived.
anything juicy in a
This is your first
podcast,
time
I
in
would
Europe,
imagine,
is
right?
it not?
Yes, it is. I've never left the States.
All right, I'm
Yes.
just gonna ask straight up Europe. Overrated, underrated?
Underrated.
Cool.
It's
Europe's
really
not
cool. So
underrated.
many little things you'd never expect. Like birds here, crazy.
I think everyone knows
Yeah,
that Europe's
Wicked
nice.
Cool birds.
Wait, you
overall.
guys don't have birds in the
Yeah,
the
they're really
US?
boring though.
They're
Oh,
different
okay.
ones.
Boring birds.
I
I-
can't stop looking at them. They make noises I've never heard too. I'm like, what the hell is this place?
You see all the magpies? There's crazy magpies in Denmark.
I saw this bird that was like white and brown, and I was like, I've never seen this thing in my life. I don't
White and
know what it
brown.
is. I was
Holy
talking,
shit.
Color combination so alien.
I was talking to Explorian, and I was like looking at this bird that's like gray and blue, and he's like, "That's a crow." And I was like, they're like, "What?" Never seen that.
Calling a 2025 SNIS pivots to an ornithology YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna start showing you all sorts of birds. It's crazy.
Birds and games.
That's a good one, actually.
Hey,
I should
actually,
do
wait,
that.
we have a bird in this game. We have a
yeah.
crow.
Yeah, we have a paper crow.
I'm too drunk.
The
for this, but
origami
no.
bird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used
our
to know how
paper
to make
crow.
those. Yeah.
Yeah, the paper crow actually exists because they misspelt
Is there
paper crown
anything
once.
maybe right now that what's
They ran with it.
anything
Turned
in
it-
the
yeah.
SNIS laboratories that you're cooking up that you could hint at, or anything that you are excited to maybe start working on in the future?
I have a couple of Deep Rock related things. I want to do a retrospective Rock Pox thing once season 4 is wrapping up. I want to talk about those.
Oh, do you mean like
Like,
just
we gotta
like
get in there
taking
first.
rock box and collecting all the positive things everyone
Yeah.
said about it?
Yeah, definitely. Sort of consensus on
Yeah.
the whole situation would be cool to look back at.
I suppose
wanna
it is
revisit
a
caves,
consideration whether we do like individual seasons or if we do it like blocks, like Rivals and Rockbox.
We
that
gotta
own it.
switch out the
Like,
hot
Rivals is a whole
seat, I think,
episode
here
instead of just season 1.
second. But SNIS, as we're on our way out, what's
Probably
if somebody
do the
is
order.
To be rock.
new to SNIS and loves the voice of SNIS and says, "I would like more SNIS in my life," where do they go for a sip of SNIS?
They can go to youtube.com/SNIS, or they can do SNIS.
That was so blunt.
And go to a really bad, outdated website, which is really
Ooh.
cool.
YouTube.com/SNIS.
SNIS.
Nice.
SNIS.net is a great web address.
I know. I paid money for it. It was
What?
very cheap though, so that's good.
Yeah, where you? I'm paying like $100 a year for web hosting, so I can
What?
Yeah,
$100?
yeah. I don't know, man. I kind of fucked up.
Anyway,
I'm not a business major, all right?
It's like $10 a year.
What the fuck? All right, I gotta go check my shit. All right, well, I'll deal with my web hosting problems in my private time. But this once again, thanks for coming out all the way out. I mean, it's also just like, it's fucking exciting for us to have all these creators, and also just like really cool to have people like, I don't know, to think that this is like for you the first time coming to Europe, and that all this comes together because of Silly Dwarf Game makes me really happy.
That
It's funny
that is
dwarf game.
insane, yeah. 3
Not
years
silly,
ago, I uploaded
funny.
a video about dwarves
Oh,
and
it's
talked about
silly.
Burger King, and now I'm in Copenhagen. So that
No.
is a very drastic
Fun.
change, but it's a cool one.
Yeah,
Thanks for
that's-
having me.
Of course.
I assume it's just gonna be Lazy
As
Maybe
we
next then.
swap out SNIS, we've got
Probably.
another guest joining the hot seat and to pilot the special guest Dwarf Eva, and entering the hot seat now. Let's do another. All right, we'll
Pardon
do
me.
another. This is a recognizable voice of the Deep Rock content universe.
Yeah.
So let's not say the name quite yet. But our next guest, welcome. You are live on the air. Caller number 3.
Hi. Hello.
Uh-huh.
Voice reveal.
That's right. It's public domain now. It's the voice actor for Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Hi. It's me. It's Lazy Maybe.
Whoa, what
What's
a
up,
surprise.
ladies? Welcome to the GSG stream live and in the flesh.
Yeah. Hi. You
Special
know,
guest
when you were
died.
talking to SNIS just a bit earlier, and you did the little bit where you're saying like, "We're feeding you," right? What the audience might not realize is that's literally true. Like the first part of the gamer babysitting session that they're doing here was flying all us out here, and then the second part is paying for basically all of our food, right? Like the breakfast we're having at the hotels and like lunch here at the office. Basically,
So
every
yeah,
day
that's
there, maybe literally
if
every
that
day
ever
here,
occurs
and
next
then it
year,
was, like,
Harry.
dinner. So
I don't
don't
think
know
we're
what
turning
it
that
They're
is.
not
down.
gonna they're not gonna pay for us.
Something
They'll be like, you can
It's
come
'cause
if you
everyone wanted
come.
the supporter edition.
Yeah, if you arrive, we'll let you in. That's the best you're getting.
We might let you
It's
in
super
with
funny,
the
I love
others
it.
if you manage to
It's
time it
welcome
correctly.
that you could spend the week at Ghost Ship Daycare. Ghost Ship Gamer Daycare.
So- Lacey, for the few in the chat who aren't aware of the content you create, what's your thing?
Everyone
Yeah,
knows.
So you
bro.
guys here in Denmark, you make make the game and everything related to it, and then I go and, to the best of my ability, tell people how it works. So, I guess that's the whole system. I guess it's symbiotic.
Yeah. You get a week at Ghost Ship Gamer Academy, and we learn how some of our in-game mechanics work. That's a
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah,
Or how it
he's like
doesn't work.
teaching them. He brought like
Or how it
fucking
doesn't work.
I still need to go bug Mike about
whiteboards
Armor Break again.
Oh.
stuff,
Oh no.
like drawing
I think
shit on
about
the
that
walls.
like
Explaining
when
armor
we-
breaking
when we
mechanics.
Specifically to the armor patch, it's like fuck, man. We just created a bunch of extra work for Lazy,
thought-
maybe.
I thought we
Yeah, I
fixed
mean-
armor breaking.
You fixed something really significant. It got like way better in one specific area, but there's something else that I don't know if is intentional or not. I need to bug Mike about it so that I don't like get something wrong. Come new
Maybe we should
videos.
feature you in our future like Steam blogs whenever we do like something technical, just so you can explain it better to
Yeah.
the community than we can.
Future dev
This
blogs.
is a fun hack for game developers. There's nothing in the rule book that says you have to fully understand the things you're doing. You just have to get lucky that you get a genius like Lazy maybe who understands it.
So in that case, that means you guys should just like push all of the overclocks that were on that spreadsheet earlier, just all at once,
Oh.
without testing them, and then just let it sort itself out, like God sorted out.
We'll do it. Let Lazy God sort it out. It's all like it's also really cool for
As soon
like,
as
me to
Lazy
have
maybe
you,
mentioned
like,
the
before I
overclocks,
even
he's got like a
worked at
red
Ghost
dot
Ship,
on his
just, like,
forehead.
played Deep Rock as a fan.
Yeah, he
I was
just
always like,
lost
"Ah,
the
sick, I mean, Lazy,
fucking
maybe you
overclock
came out, like, with
spreadsheet.
Well, I
shit
think
build
he's seen
stuff and
it.
stuff that you
Yeah.
broke down.
So he could like, you know,
modification. So
you might have snuck a
it's,
picture. They don't know
not
that.
to fanboy out or anything, but it's really cool to have you.
I don't know. Maybe they'll show that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
sure. It's really cool to be here.
And this is also your first time in Europe, is it not?
Yes, I am a typical lazy American. I do not really travel.
What do you think of the birds?
I mean, I like birds. I think birds are cute. I don't think that the birds here are better because I haven't been seeing very many crows, and crows are the coolest bird.
Crows are our coolest bird. Shout out the.
No, they're not.
corns.
Yeah.
Well,
They're up
What
there.
the?
they're up there.
like,
Ravens.
it-
No, they're not.
Ravens.
Ravens are
Ravens.
much. Ravens like
your
supersede
channel and the
crows.
focus of it, because I think it's also
They
something
make
that,
them
like, I can't
redundant almost.
underscore enough to the community of like this is the stuff you make is also like the most in-depth like weapon breakdowns that I've
I
ever
think
seen.
specifically
that also
carrion
make it,
crows
like,
are kind of cool.
get super
Once they eat dead flesh.
intense and detailed, but also in a way that doesn't make my brain shut off. And like also in like what made you get into doing these sorts of videos, like in the deep dives into game mechanics? Is that something you had done before?
Not really. No. I mean, I am the kind of person who's just interested in that sort of thing, but not in a way that I was like really presenting it to other people before. But I think I started just looking at specific random things to prove other people online wrong. And
Nice.
then that led
Great
into
motivator.
more and more complicated videos over time.
I just saw someone in chat
Here
who's
we
like
are.
in
What's
all
been your
caps,
favorite
like,
video so far?
"Wait, armor breaking got fixed."
I think the
People just don't fucking know anything.
Warthog video turned out very well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
super cool.
And to preempt the question that comes after that, I think the minigun video went well.
Like,
but
why
there
do
were a
people who
couple
so
things
clearly want to be
off about
informed
it
have so much difficulty
that-
being informed?
I covered in
Is
a
they not
later
subscribed to
one, such
Valve?
as
Well,
bullet hell
yeah.
being good under the right conditions. I still don't normally like to take it, but
all right. I hope this is a good time to go
Very
to the
good,
toilet because I need to go.
safety net.
Might
There you
be.
go.
Depends on whether or
Yeah,
not you
probably
need that
better
safety.
Might be a bed.
When did you get started with Deep Rock Galactic, and did you also think it looked bad when you first saw it?
I didn't know. I don't know why these people are on about that. I think the game looks good. I like low poly games. I think it has a kind of charm to it. I don't remember exactly how long ago it was. I want to say like around 2,500 hours in the game. So if you can do the math on how much time it takes for a no-lifer like me to get a bunch of time, then maybe you can figure it out. But without my Steam account here, I'm not sure.
Wait, I forgot. I should ask Sniss. How many hours do you have in Deep Rock? Okay, Sniss is on 2,600. Lazy, maybe you're on 2,500. DRG historian, where are you at? Hell yeah, we got the 2,000 hours club in here.
God damn.
You love to see it. What's I think also just like on the on the scale of visit and stuff, is there anything that's surprised you about either Denmark or Europe or Ghost Ship Games?
I don't know if I would say surprise, but it's definitely like in Denmark, it's a big culture shift being able to walk wherever you want to go instead of having to cross like death highways everywhere. Um,
That's a good point.
as for Ghost Ship Games, it's I guess I would say it's a very nice office. It's a very cozy
God,
office.
sweating
You guys
so
are gonna have to
much.
leave soon, so this will all not
Oh.
matter soon.
There's my
Yeah.
door open.
I mean, and the holding cells that we keep you guys in, I think, are also surprisingly spacious. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the padding on
pillows
the
are
walls
terrible,
is
though.
nice.
And we even gave you a cushion each, which I think is pretty generous.
um, we've got to, I think, switch out the hot seat in just a second. But Lazy maybe, if folks out there haven't heard of you before and they are looking to get
I fixed that issue with my laptop version of Deep Rock not having my DLCs. It turns out that basically my Xbox account and my Microsoft Store account, my laptop were different, weren't the same.
Oh.
So it just didn't know that I had anything. I just switched my. It was very simple. It just I think it just came up with the option to change them, and I just changed my Store account to my actual Xbox account.
Anything that I do. All right.
Fixed it. I should be able to
Well,
actually
thanks
do
for-
stuff.
Lazy maybe.
Yeah, thanks for
Nice
joining
shout out.
us. And
All right.
yeah, it's like Lazy maybe said also, a big shout out to the
Arrowvision.
bold and creative and
Oh.
industrious community surrounding Deep Rock Galactic, because we
That's
do not
not
have
us.
planes enough in the world to fly every single person that's made Deep Rock Galactic in this community what it is, and it's really really cool to see on all levels.
Especially now considering we're piloting them ourselves. Jacob spent a lot of time training for getting a flight license, so you can go pick them all up personally.
Yeah. Jacob is a certified pilot now. Fun fact, Mark, did you know that I used to be a licensed drone pilot in the United States?
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
pretty
well,
cool.
there's my fun
Anyway.
fact. Anyway, cool. Back to our guests. Who do we have next occupying the hot
Right,
seat?
we're actually going to have to guess
Calling
now.
in as caller number 4, I've got in the chat guessing. Let's do another voice test. And mic check. Caller number 4, how are you feeling?
Pretty good. How are you?
Brilliant. This
Who the hell
is
is that?
any guesses here popping in on who we've got as a. All right, I'm just going to ask you a vague question first. We'll see guessing from the voice. Mystery guest. This is not your first time in Europe. This is your first time in Denmark. Is there anything about your experience that has surprised you, delighted you, or stricken you with awe?
Everything's been delightful. It's a nice.
Oh,
nice
it is
town,
Axis
easy to
Chronos.
Get around.
No, I think this
Yes,
might be
yes, some
drinking,
say
telling the
Axis.
name
All
off.
right, I don't know if have you been.
Oh,
in the
I
same
don't know
room
his
as Axis
voice.
Chronos?
Oh,
I have not.
All right. Well,
Same lobby.
Oh,
Damn
there
me.
we go.
we got woohoo! We got the Badger in Twitch recognizes correctly. Ding ding ding! It is drilling in the name.
There you
What's
go.
up, drilling in the name.
I am doing.
Fuck that
great.
shit.
I think also a symbolic.
he sounds
importance that
I thought he'd sound a
person
bit
that recognized
more
your name is
distinct.
the Badger, because this is.
I was thinking that as well.
I must start out with
Maybe
the,
he's just
the
nervous.
most insane part of this, which was drilling in the name coming here, and on the first day, him and I discovering that he's worked and is good friends with one of my good friends from university, and we have lived in
Nepotism.
the same city for a number of years,
Incredibly small world.
which is so fucking nuts that
And did you meet in Denmark of all places?
yeah,
Exactly.
Crazy.
that we've just like been at the same grocery store or bar in Wisconsin a bunch of times, and then all of a sudden it's like we have to go here on this computer game side quest to discover that we know the same person.
I probably served you a beer at some point.
Probably. Speaking of serving beer, that is one focus, but not the exclusive focus of your channel. Drilling in the name of, if there's somebody out there who doesn't know your content, what do you
Me?
do? What are you known for?
I
What's your
kind of do.
niche in Deep Rock Galactic?
I guess just variety. There's always a lot of
His
different.
niche is
things that I
variety,
make,
everyone.
So I try to make it as unique as possible. I do interpretive cocktail
that's our one as well.
recipe demonstrations.
No, our
based
niche is
on,
long form
beers from
variety.
this bar. I've done some tutorials. I've done some opinion pieces and
Podcast.
Kind of the thing I'm the most proud of, I would say, is the machinima videos that I've done with Masnothis.
Yes, they're so
He and
good.
thank you. He and I put a ton of work into them.
I will
And
say, if they've got
some,
if they got like pocket barrels on, I'm gonna be really angry.
We couldn't do it without the modding community. That's
Well, I think Axis
possible,
Corner is
so,
like almost 100%,
huge shout out to
unless
Masnothis
like they
for
actually hate
doing
him,
all the
which I don't
back-end
think is the
work,
case,
figuring
considering you
that
got an
stuff
interview with
out,
Mark.
'cause he's kind
So
of the
Axis
mod
Corner is
wizard.
one of them.
Um,
That's then 5.
and then
So they use
obviously
2
the
more,
modders for being so receptive.
which I
and
don't know. I
creating
think there are
awesome
bigger
stuff
ones, right?
for
Oh, I'm
us.
getting a call.
Like-
Says
Don't miss
Denmark.
it,
It says
I'll just forget.
it's
I'm
me and
sorry, the
you
Sandbox
separately.
Utilities,
No,
mod that Assembly Storm made is a really big one. Goldblade has made some.
I mean, I think, you
really
know,
helpful for us, but those
what's his
videos are
name?
a really massive undertaking, and we wouldn't be able to do it without that stuff.
Keep you on.
Thank you.
The guy
Yeah,
we
the
shit
Deep
on.
Rock
Yeah,
Live.
Reaper Ron.
Okay.
He's definitely
That's one of
big
my
enough.
personal favorites.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway,
Thanks for that, Mark. Okay, back to the show. But a lot of people in the chat too recognizing you for the Bunky tutorial, which has I'm sure saved countless drillers' lives down in the mines.
Yeah, or ended them. You never know.
Also created the oppressor.
They spawn a bulk and kill you. So
That doesn't. We wouldn't do that.
yeah, I mean that's kind of how it all started. I just made a really stupid meme for the subreddit, and it just created such a weird, contentious debate. And so that was the first video I ever made for YouTube. It's the first video I've created since high school, and here I am. So it's kind of a crazy journey.
Had you not done like any sort of video content stuff before Deep Rock Galactic?
Never, no.
Whoa. What got you into Deep Rock in the first place? Who put you on, or where did you come across it?
The pandemic.
That's a classic.
Late.
Shout out COVID.
Yeah. A friend of ours, me and Masnothis, sent this game.
I mean,
And
we
know
weren't
it sounds like a
posting until
broken
like
record,
after
but I
it.
wasn't super impressed with what I saw
Okay.
either. And I didn't have a job at
that.
the
I
time.
think.
I'm a bartender.
Shut the
so-
street down.
He's a bot ender.
I didn't have a job, so I was like, I don't know if I want to spend $30 on this game. So my friend who still was working got it for me, and that got us through the pandemic. Every night at 10 p.m., I'd say goodnight to my wife, and we would just jump on and play for hours because it was just so addicting and so much to do and such a great kind of community thing that it felt like we were socializing when we really couldn't be in person anyway.
Yeah, that was my exact intro to Deep Rock Galactic as well. Was my brother putting on, like introducing me to the game. I think in some point in 2020, and just being like, yeah. I think also that it served the same role of like, I don't know, just fucking around in the Abyss bar and stuff like that was
Right.
such a really important social space. I think also like, I don't know, maybe before the pandemic, I think I hadn't really like, I don't know, maybe fully appreciated how important games were to me socially, especially like when I live abroad and have a bunch of friends in the U.S. But like, I don't know, definitely pandemic gaming and specifically Deep Rock was a huge thing. Being like, yeah, actually, this is not something I'm like shy or bashful about, but it's genuinely like a really important part of this.
Yeah, and I've never really approached a game like Deep Rock before. I mean, I've played games online, but I didn't.
Why
play
Sniss in
online that
chat
much,
just
so,
typed Deep Rock Galactic?
Just, getting into it that way
Yeah.
was something very new for me in general. So it really all three of us, it really sucked us in. So
That's awesome, man. What like for maybe like looking at your channel and drilling the name of stuff, what's is there anything that stands out to you as like stuff you're proud of, stuff that you've made or you've been really happy to see succeed?
definitely Attack on the Space Rig. That was a lot of really late nights. Masnothis and I filming that. We have like 2 computers each, and so we're running 4 computers at a time and just scripting that out and shooting all of that was just such a massive amount of work. But at the end, it was just really worth it. We were both just so happy with it, and it was received really well. And that's definitely the thing I'm most proud of for sure.
Yeah, it's cool to see. Is there anything that that you're working on right now that you can talk about, or some hints at, I don't know, maybe something you want to work on?
Well, I brought my camera with me, and I wanted to kind of document the trip, and I'm finding out very quickly that I am not a vlogger. and I do not like talking off the cuff with a camera 5 inches from my face. So
Basically, he's having a
struggling
bad
with putting
time.
that together, but it's been really fun, kind of filming around the office. Like you all have been very cool about being open with that and letting us kind of poke around and get in your way. And I definitely want to cobble something together about my trip when I get back. That'll probably be the first thing I work on.
Yeah,
Oh, that's nice. I'm looking
Let me
forward
ask
to
you something.
I'm
Out of all
super
of these
excited
content
to see
creators,
everyone's just sort of like
who's the last
raw
one to have
diaries
uploaded a
for
video?
Just kind of impressions of the trip would be really cool.
That's right, it's us.
I think it's just about time that we are. How many hot seaters left? Is it okay? We've got one hot seater left, and I think it's
Good.
about time we switch up. But
Alright.
before we do, drilling in the name. If there are people out there who are looking to get
Where did you
more
get the 7 from?
drilling in the name content, whether
It might still be true.
tutorials or
It might-
whether
they might be
that's
later.
inspired bartending techniques, where do they go for
Which
more
might be just be
drilling
Mick and
videos?
Soren.
It made it really easy. You just have to type
Yeah.
drilling in the
Hope
name
so.
of on YouTube.
I hope this isn't
I
that
wanted
different.
to see how many words and vowel syllables I could cram in there to make it as catchy as possible. But I am on YouTube.
It's
and
probably
just
Axis
making
Chronos, right?
videos, so
Also pinned a link
Almost
to a channel
definitely,
on Twitch for everyone.
gracias.
So go check out his channel, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, and we are now here live on air with caller number 5 joining us for the anniversary year 6 celebrations. Next up in the community guests here, we have all the way from the United States, Reapy Ron. Reapy Ron, what is up?
Oh,
Hey
fuck.
everybody, how's it going?
Fuck up,
So
Ricky
glad
Ron.
you could join us, and I believe you are also one of
Probably-
the
maybe we should
guests
actually
for-
dial
is
it
this
back a
not
bit.
your first time in Europe?
This is my first time in Europe, actually. Yeah.
Whoa, what do you think?
No
I
surprises
like it.
there.
It's really cool.
Bird check, what do you think? A lot of birds, too many
Uh,
birds, too exciting?
Thumbs up on the birds. Yeah, thumbs up on them.
Oh, great. We've been working hard on those birds.
Yeah.
Reapy Ron, you are, as I understand it, a full-time content creator, which is A, fucking sick, and B, you
Yeah.
are also do a lot of stuff with Deep
That's not a
Rock
surprise.
Galactic. What introduced you to it? How did Deep Rock enter your life?
It actually entered my life through my brother. I hadn't actually ever seen the game. He just told me there was a game where you played as dwarfs and you killed bugs, and I bought it. And we just played it for like days at a time after that.
That's awesome. Is it older brother or little brother?
Little brother.
Cool. Does he live in the same state as you, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, sweet. I'm also as another person who got introduced to Deep Rock by my brother. It's really fun. It's a nice way to stay in touch. First impressions. Were you also reminder? You're all wearing shock collars. Did you think
Yes,
the game
we
was
are.
good at first?
Like I said, I didn't know what the game would actually look like until I got in.
Ah, great.
It was kind of rough, but we made it work.
It's
So
the
I
game
was
that
pretty happy with it.
it's the game that wins you over, and it stays in your life, folks. What kind of content do you? What's your content focus with Deep Rock stuff?
Fucking
With
everything.
Deep Rock, I do things from build guides to tip videos to challenges that my community suggests or ones that I come up with.
He's never
Okay.
made fun of people in Steam
Like,
comments. though.
what's anything like? What was what was your like first big success where you're like, oh yeah, it's Deep Rock's gonna be is rich ground for content.
I think it was originally just a few challenges that I had, and then went to the 100 tips video, and that one, like, I seen a lot of promise in it. It was really fun, and there was even so much content in it that I made a second 100 tips video because there was so many things you can do in this game.
200 tips.
hmm
That's more tips than I could give off top. How did you get all the tips? Did it crowdsource? Did you just spend a long time thinking?
I spent a long time thinking, a long time writing them down. I consulted some people in my Discord at the time who were also playing the game, and they gave me a couple. There's also some on there that are just factually wrong too, so some of them I just made up.
What?
That's great. That's really. As someone who
Can you give an example of one of those?
Spinning the minigun to cool it down. I was under the impression that it worked. It doesn't.
Ah, okay.
And I've been reminded almost every single day on that video for the last 2 years.
That's
that it
free
doesn't.
engagement.
That is true.
This is why we brought you and Lazy Maybe into the same room. So
Yeah. Honestly, I watch his stuff, and then I'm like, oh wait, that's how.
Lazy
that
Maybe's
works?
just been whipping him for the last hour. All
Hang
his
on.
good steeds.
the last line of defense and in-game sanity.
Misinformation.
Thank you for your service, Lacey baby. What's like what video have you made? Like, are you?
I just saw someone type Ron and Stone in chat and I almost threw up in my mouth.
I'm proud of the 100 Tips videos. Those ones I think turned out really, really well. They took a while to put together, but I think they helped out a lot of people.
Yes, box foot scoot, prop hunt.
Had you and had you been doing, because like now you're doing content full time? Had you done that
Where's Scoot?
before you started doing Deep Rock focused stuff?
I had done it before, but not as a full-time thing. So I did similar things, build guide and challenges for other games. Mostly I was focused on like Killing Floor 2.
Oh yeah.
That game basically stopped getting updates, so I went over to Deep Rock and I got to play a whole lot more.
And how much time went between like playing Deep Rock and then doing Deep Rock Accountanto?
I think it was like probably 300 to 500 hours as like how much I played and then started making content on it.
Gotcha. What's oh fuck, I forgot to ask, what's your Deep Rock hours check? Are you in the 2,000 hours and up club?
I believe it's at 2,200. I could be wrong though.
Wow,
that's sick.
Rookie numbers.
Isn't there like a Wayne Gretzky quote or something about a 10,000 hours? What's the thing there?
I don't know.
I think then you're an expert.
Leave it hanging.
It's probably less than it is.
Well, all right,
I mean, we know that.
Lazy maybe I think's in the bathroom, so he can't fact check me. But yeah, anyway, the quote's something
But I think
about,
we
like,
know
you
that
put
if you
10,000
take the
hours
days,
into
if you take my days of playtime, turn it into hours, my actual amount of playtime is less than half that. I'm pretty sure.
That's a good question. You either lose your mind or you love
We
it more,
vision Teddy barrels.
or you found even more exploits you
Victor.
didn't even realize were in the game.
And then you can make
Even
the
how I would,
third
I
100
don't even know what that
tips
would
video.
be. Visioning a barrel.
Probably could.
Yeah, but there's only one way
Seeing a
to find
barrel.
out. So you've got 8,000 hours to go, and we do have your passport in a safe, and we're not giving it back to you.
Yeah, that is true.
I kind of want. I know we almost have it
Ron, if
in some
there's,
sense, but I kind of want Dawn of the
any
Dread
place
without the Dread
that,
stuff,
people
like the
wanna
Rinfid
go for
parts.
your
Straight up.
content, where
The
will they
Dawn.
find you?
Just bare.
You
Mostly
can find
bare.
me at Reapy Ron on YouTube. I also stream a lot on YouTube and
Especially
Twitch
'cause I really like
and
those tattoos.
everywhere. So if you Google my name, you're probably gonna find me. I assume.
Roger. What's maybe is there anything right now that you're working on that you want to talk about, or anything on your wish list?
Oh yeah, it's his job.
Yeah, I'm constantly working on stuff. I've got a lot of videos planned for different things.
You upload
By the
daily,
way-
right?
Yes, I try to upload daily. So there's a lot of stuff that I usually go for, and that's also kind of why I switch back and forth between games so frequently, so I can kind of mix up variety and play so many different things, make so many videos. It's really fun to do that, but it is a process.
That's sweet, man. Well, I'm excited for the more to come, and also just to hear your thoughts on when the Reapy Run video comes on for just on the trip. I'm also excited to hear the thoughts there.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
has he been
he's
vlogging
definitely
it,
making that.
or something? Oh god.
Time wise, we have got it's just for anyone who's been joining the stream just now. First of all, welcome. Second of all, we've had a collection of DRG content creators here live on stream, not just on the internet, well, through the power of the internet, of course, but also through the power of real life. We've flown out some key Deep Rock Galactic content creators out to the GSG headquarters, located 5,000 feet beneath the surface of the Earth, in a steel reinforced bunker. And this is the first little bit of this anniversary stream we've just been having folks on, but it's just about almost time for a special word from two of GSG's founders. Saren, this is something we've got 10 minutes to. We can play prop on for 10 minutes, or if you want to pilot the Eva, should we all right. Well, it is just about time for us to head into the next segmento, which is, as anybody knows who has watched some anniversary streams before, we've a big part of it is also given a look at what's coming ahead. So that is up next. Maybe actually,
Comes to
right now while
juice,
we're,
baby.
we're taking a little few minutes to switch gears into episode 2 of the stream, if anyone out there on either YouTube or Twitch, we've got the chat streams open. If you've got questions for any of our content creators, we've got Lazy Maybe, we've got Snis, we've got Drilling in the Name, we've got Reapy Ron, we've got Explorian, formerly known as DRG Historian. If y'all have any questions for them, now is a good time
When did they
to
get those
pop that off,
firecrackers?
whether that's
Fine, Pat.
their impressions of The Office,
Well,
what
what
they
is
had
it?
for lunch, their
Fairly-
tips to
sure that's
getting
wrong.
a free trip to Europe via computer games. Pop your questions in the chat as we gear up for it.
You should comment something.
All
Let's
right, what do we
see.
want to
And
ask?
Good.
we'll
Yeah.
send them a letter, and we'll report back with answers in a couple of weeks. No.
All right. So far, I've got one person asking waffles and pancakes, another one saying opinions on stones. Thanks, guys. We've gathered the most powerful minds in the universe here for the stream.
I don't know.
One asks, "Are Europeans mean?" Hot seat. Snis, thumbs up or thumbs down? Europeans, are they mean? I'd say it's a faint thumbs
He gave
up.
a hesitant thumbs up.
We've got a few people asking, have they played Rogue Core, which is an exciting and valuable question, and that's something that that we will get into in just a few minutos. Oh, let's hear. Hey, maybe this is something. If somebody wants to borrow my headset and you can just answer the question. All right, Snis is closest. Somebody asks a question to everyone.
I see
What
that
is
you're
the
not
best thing
commenting.
I would like
I don't have-
as a
I don't have
returning
anything.
player who played last time in the 3rd season? Mike is going over.
I think we did have something at one point. It was like a fairly not too intrusive but also
Well,
good
the
question.
maintenance update added some prop hunt. That's kind of cool. You could play some of that.
How much do you value
There's a couple
the
of
maintenance
balance changes are
updates,
pretty
or
sick.
do you
Lazy
intend
Mage's
to
covered.
continue maintenance
Those are good.
updates? Well, I know it's obviously not asking them that, but I guess asking the YouTubers
Yeah, do
how
that.
much
There's
do
also
they
a
like
question
the
for Lazy
maintenance
Maybe here.
update?
Can we expect Thunderhead cannon breakdown? Oh wait, I don't think they can hear
What,
you.
should I
I think
just
you need
ask
to
that
be on
straight
the
up?
opposite
How much
side
do you
of the mic
value the
to,
maintenance?
Yeah, hold on. They're swapping headsets, guys.
Oh.
There we go. Just get it nice and close to your mouth.
Yes.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I always need to do those more. Either that one or M1K is coming next, probably. Hopefully.
Great.
Pretty good. I am not very jet lagged, which is nice.
Yeah, so those who couldn't hear Aaron, the question was, how is Lazy Maybe?
Is it working? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, they heard it. Nice.
My day is good. I am the least jet lagged person here, I think. So, pretty good.
Yeah, I think they're ready. I can ask them real quick.
That you get all the biggest Deep Rock YouTubers in the room,
hey,
and Lazy
Sana,
Maybe
Nicola,
gets
you guys
asked
ready?
like all the questions.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can hear me up there.
He is a
Looking a
fan
little-
favorite.
Looking a little confused.
They can't hear us. Can somebody?
I'll give up.
Yeah, he is the
Fine.
best. Not
Mark
inherently
Robin
as a
confession.
YouTuber, like if it was his
Just quick,
job,
Somebody says,
but his videos are the
uh,
best.
let's see here. Plastic over on YouTube says, question, do devs still check ideas on Discord? Yeah, we do. Right now, I mean, especially the Discord.
Well, because
streaming
someone
world
just called
gets
us out.
So,
Like,
so
well, you know,
big,
they
so we
tagged
do
us, like,
check it,
Barrel
but I think
Vision.
also, right now, we're at a
That's
point
nice.
where like we're pretty locked into the stuff that we're working on. So
That's cool as
there's
hell.
always we always check it, and we read this stuff. We talk about it internally. Some of it, we'll incorporate into what we're doing. Other times, it's like, hey, this is cool, but we don't have enough bandwidth or enough people with free hands to do it. But if you've got some ideas, it's always just exciting to read about them. I mean, sometimes we can't make them.
We've got
but
ideas.
it's always just cool to see people that are
Lot of them
psyched about stuff and
in our-
sharing that.
in the
So,
backlog.
if nothing else, it's fun to read about. So definitely do share them. Meme Sauce has another good question that I'm going to save and put a bookmark in. It says, how many new weapons have been or are planned to be added to Rogue Core? That is a perfect pick for the next segment here. Let's see here. We've got popping in questions. Another one from YouTube. Corey the Worm.
Sick.
This is Deep Rock Survivor Co-op. That's something we have gotten asked about a lot. And again, that's also a question for Fun Day Games, who are the developers of Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Last I've heard from them is that it's possible but unlikely. But again, that's you'll have to go over to Fun Day and get in contact with them. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor's got its own Discord, it's got its own subreddit, it's got its Steam forum. So of course, that's a great place to pop that question. Sebastian's98 says Rogue Core will be co-op. Hell yeah, it will. That's our whole thing. Are we good to go?
Yeah.
Alrighty, we have got a green light from Techman Mark, and we are now going live down to the field here to bring in segment 2 of the year 6 anniversary dev
You
stream.
need to calm
And
down.
that is going live to
Alright.
Mikkel
What?
and
You
Saran,
need to
two of the
prepare
6
yourself.
founders of Ghost Ship Games. Jacob, press that button and let's get that camera on over.
The goat!
Perhaps.
I just need to unmute.
Hey, Sonny Mikkel.
Hold on.
Hello, Saran and Mikkel. Can you folks hear us?
We can't hear
Can you
you.
hear us?
Now we can hear you.
Alrighty. Well, folks, here we are. The dwarf game is 6 years old. How does it feel?
It's gone
That's
great.
kind of weird. We thought it would go over much faster when we started, but now it keeps just growing, and that's fantastic. So yeah, love it.
Did you plan for, like, I don't know, did you plan for a 6 years later when you launched the game?
No,
No.
we had very few plans when we launched the game. Just
I think no, we're just super grateful that that Deep Rock Galactic has done so well, and I mean, all the years have been it has just been a pure pleasure working on it and developing for it. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think we had any idea that we where Deep Rock Galactic would be today.
Nope.
When we started out.
Not in
This is
our
forced
wildest
perspective.
dreams.
Mikkel's actually 10 meters behind
so
Soren.
that is crazy, and yeah, so much has happened. We are now, looking at the 5th seasons that we're working on right now, and we have a roll call in the oven. As well.
We got a little game called Deep Rock Survivor.
We got
released a few
Deep Rock
weeks ago
Survivor.
on publishing.
I've heard about that one.
Yeah, that that was fine.
How's that been coming along? How are you feeling after a few weeks after launch?
We're a bit exhausted now, I think, because it's been amazing. But it's also been like following all the attention, the streamers, the players, feedback, everything around it. It's been kind of overwhelming. Of course, positive, but still lots of things to take in. But Fun Day Games are doing an amazing job following up on it, developing further on it. So we're looking forward to see how it also evolves now.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, we're just super fans of the game ourselves and playing the hell out of it, and we just want some more updates now.
Yeah, Mikkel, you're like what? Like you're north of 300 hours in that, aren't you?
I'm 300 and I don't know 30, 40 hours.
I'm only at 80, so I'm totally amateur.
Obviously, it's not since launch
Slobs.
that I have sunk so many hours in. But I mean, we have obviously been playing the game a lot during the whole development period, and talking with the Fun Day about the game. But I mean, as Son said, we're just super happy with the game, and just glad that it has found a big audience out there.
And what we're also seeing, which might be interesting to Deep Rock core fans, is that it's actually have a very positive effect back on Deep Rock. With all the attention on Survivor, we've seen a lot of new players coming in, trying out Deep Rock for the first time. Just wanted to see what is this main game about.
Yeah, and I don't think actually we expected that to happen, but looking at it now, it looks like Survivor was a good commercial for Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah. Also,
so at Fun Day they're saying the opposite, right? They're saying Deep Rock Galactic was the prequel to Deep Rock Survivor. So yeah.
Because also the obligatory mention that Fun Day Games is the developer of Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Ghost Ship is the publisher, but not the developer.
Get it into your thick skulls.
We said that earlier.
That is a common misconception that we are actually producing that game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also just most people just refer to Ghost Ship Games as Ghost Ship, and then so nobody bothers to think whether it's Ghost Ship Games or Ghost Ship Publishing. So
that's how it is.
That's fine.
Yos. let's hear I think also this is 6 years in retrospect. What's this past year been like for Deep Rock? So I think
Yeah.
also, as indicated by this stream and the new approach, this has I think also been sort of a different year for Ghost Ship.
Yeah, it is. Of course, we, as most of you know, announced Rogue Core earlier, early in last year, and it. Oh, when do we announce the Rogue Core? I forget.
I think we announced it
October
yeah,
last year.
yeah.
Yes. And that, of course, changed some things in here, having a new project to focus on, as well as doing the seasons. And then the publishing part on top of that. We've also been on the lookout for a new office space for Ghost Ship because we're too many in this otherwise really
we
nice
are too
office.
few. You could argue. You could also argue we're too few. So we need to be more.
Yeah. And that's taking up some time, but luckily we actually found one, and I'm moving in 6 months from now in a new office space. So
that's increasing.
Yeah, I knew that.
Then
I never denied that.
We can't really grow anymore, and I don't know. We are between 40 and 45 people right now at the office.
In an office that I estimated to be 35 capacity. So.
And we are at the legal Danish limit for employees to toilets ratio. So
yes, that as well.
So we are. True. We are ready to get a bigger space.
It's super exciting. We I guess that for the stream, we as an office went over to check out the building, and it's still in the process of being renovated and sort of rekitted for our wishes and stuff like that. But it's a really cool new space. And tomorrow we're bringing the content creators. We're going to go for a walk and check out the new space as well. That's just it's going to be hard to leave this office, but it's also I don't know. It's exciting to see this new place, and it sounds like sort of cliche to say, but it's like it feels so full of possibility. But it really does. It's cool to look at it. You do a lot.
But I really think you're I mean you're completely right. I mean I think moving is always a bag of mixed feelings, right? I mean you are sort of getting nostalgic about the place you are leaving and what happened there, but then you're also looking forward to a new chapter and what that will bring.
And the what was I going to say about the new office? Oh, one fun thing was that isn't there a brewery on the ground floor?
There is.
Wow.
There will be moving in a microbrewery just in the same area or collection of houses that we move into. So we're going to, of course.
Don't worry, guys. I'm sure you'll be invited next time from the family.
Do some deep specials for our.
We have some ideas.
I don't know what it would take.
We brand to the Abbas bar.
I mean, there's a lot of space between us and the people who they head on.
They make a blackout stout for us.
Like, a lot more space
There's
than
a
you
lot of
realise.
people in between.
Dreams canceled.
That's what I mean. Everyone they had on is above 10k.
In the new office, we need a mid-bay.
And there's loads of people in like the 1 to like 5k range.
I think
and there's still people that are 10k, like Access Chronos that didn't get on.
Obviously also the first year, where as part of the anniversary events, we've had the
unlikely
DRG content creators. These flying people in for a visit. Maybe you guys could talk a little bit about.
Since they might not do it again.
Yeah.
Where did that idea come from?
I think it was Trafarius that had the idea that we should invite in some people to celebrate the anniversary. And then we started talking about it and trying to figure out how to do it in a way where it wouldn't like be out of control. So we chose a rather limited group of people. And I know, of course, many of you out there listening to this, seeing this, would have wanted to be part of that group. And fortunately, we can't have everyone.
I feel spoken to.
Really fine. It's an amazing experience for us as well to meet our community, our fans.
We are at least as starstruck as they have been.
It's great, and of course we'll talk about internally in the future. Can we do more of these fan meetings? Maybe at the conventions, like where we will be as well. For example, we're at Gamescom each year. That's a public convention, public conference as well. So maybe we can do something there. That could be fun.
For the people watching,
it sounds like you're
I'm not announcing something, but no, maybe I am. I don't know. We're just making things up. That's how we roll. Right?
I think all with the folks visiting, I think also a lot of people are curious, and there were people asking earlier, did the visitors get a chance to play Rogue Core? And I guess maybe if you guys could tell a little bit about like what have we had them doing? What's been on the agenda for our friends?
I mean, so basically, we have been like I just talking a lot with them, and yes, yesterday they got hands on Rogue Core. And played a couple of runs in it. So that was super cool.
Yeah, and we've
It's
had
playable.
various like fireside chats with
It is playable.
with me and Mikkel and other designers, and also the
No,
team on
the whole team,
artist on Rogue Core, and giving them a chance to ask all the burning questions. That's seems to go well.
It's also been cool to get a perspective from outside of the studio, where it's like when we work with the stuff every single day, it's like it's easy to wind up in sort of a bubble, and it's fun to bring a bunch of people with a lot of investment and a really deep understanding of the game, but also just sort of a complete like, hey, what about this? Or they notice things that maybe we overlook because we see them every day or something like that.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
I mean, it's also very easy, right? Because
I heard people like
there's so
Rogue Core
deep into
mentioned
the
exclamation mark.
the
What did you
game and
expect?
everything around the game.
Yeah.
I don't
it
understand
almost feels
some.
like,
I don't understand a lot of
you know,
people
they're
in
part of
general.
our journey.
Yeah.
Obviously they are, right? But
Yeah.
that just makes everything feels very natural.
Oh, that feedback is super valuable. Critical.
What's Mikko, you mentioned earlier, but could you mention a little bit like what it's like being, having these people here for the first time? Because it's also looking back on a 6-year thing. It's like would have been impossible to think that a game launched 6 years ago would wind up in a place where there's people that big enough to do content about it and have hundreds of thousands of views, and then be in a position where you can bring them in. What's that like?
That's wonderful. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah. I mean, what can I say? I mean, that is just it's privileged. Yeah. I mean, we just feel so fortunate that we are in this situation, and we're basically that we've created Deep Rock Galactic, a game that we just like dearly love. So yeah, and again, I mean, like the whole community and the good vibe we have in our community.
Except those calling it a dead game.
Oh yeah, but I mean, they're just trying to get the clown thing. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just I don't know. Somehow it's also very difficult for us to actually understand, because again, we just go to work every day and make games and try not to think about the whole success of Deep Rock Galactic and just do our job.
Yeah.
But obviously, like a situation now where we got the content creators over and talking with them and meeting them, and I mean, it gives this outside perspective that you were referring to before, and I think that is something that I think the whole team, the whole of Ghost Ship Games, is actually I don't know, learning something from. It's a good experience for everyone, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely hope we can do this again, especially with a bigger office, and sort of have this as a pilot program. But it'd be it's both I think cool and exciting for the people, the content creators, but also just seems like a really a healthy and fun thing for us to have these people in. And I think also, like you said, Mikkel, where Deep Rock is so much a community game, and to be like to meet people who are in charge of sort of, or who have a big role in like shaping out that ecosystem, where like the game itself is part of it, but not like the entire Deep Rock experience of just evidenced by you play other games and you hear Rock and Stones in the chat and stuff like that. It's cool to sort of meet a lot of the people that are having really big roles in building that out. I have heard some rumors that you folks are ready to share some details about season 5. What do you say to these allegations?
They're completely not true.
No, we have nothing to share. You're just gonna sit here and stare.
Have you been promising stuff that you can't deliver on, Aaron?
We would never do that. Are you guys ready to pop into that gear?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Let me just say a general thing. Last time we had on the Horizon stream, I think we shared a roadmap with you guys, and I think in the roadmap it said that we would have a closed alpha test for Rogue Core in the first quarter of 2024. First quarter is coming to an end now, and there is no playtest happening anytime soon. Right now, we are on the team. We are full steam ahead on working on season 5, which means that Rogue Core is taking a back seat right now for us to be able to finish season 5 on schedule. And season 5 is on schedule. And we're excited about season 5. And yes, we have a list of features that will be in season 5 that we are ready to share with you.
Come on.
And we will likely in a few months have an on the Horizon stream talking about. Well, we need some time now to figure out exactly when things will happen. So we're not ready to talk about new releases or when the playtest will be ready or so on right now. But hopefully in a few months we can talk about that.
Yeah. Right now everything is about season 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe on that note, is this a good time to get Jakob to bring up the some of the season 5 details?
Oh god.
I'll do it. All right, Jakob, press that button, baby. Let's get him on.
New mission type. There you go.
New theme, new mission type,
Are they on?
new enemies.
Cool. All right, folks. Well, we've
Some mobile,
got
some
a
stationary.
big list of details here on screen. Maybe Mikkel and Søren, if you guys just kind of want to read through them and start talking through some of the decisions made here. What's coming up?
I think it's mostly me who is sitting with all this.
On the right.
So obviously
cosmetic filtering
for the season, and that is a prelude to Rogue Core. We will flesh it out more later on, but for now that is the only thing we're ready to share in regards of theme. Then we want to do a new mission type. We have some general ideas.
Just realised we joked about the new dance moves.
But we haven't done a final design on it yet. But we want to create a new mission that is in the same, gives you some of the same feeling that you have from the extraction mission, where you are more like freeform running around in the caves and exploring. And I think if you take the mineral extraction mission in DRG, we have that was one of the first missions we did, right? And that is what when we
so it's like search and extract.
DRG, that is sort of like the core experience,
which is like
playing that mission,
like a deleted
and
mission
we want
type.
to try to make a mission that sort of like is I don't know, a twin mission or mirrors some of that feeling,
some of those qualities.
Some of those qualities, and that is what we're going for. Again, more details will come. We haven't fully designed it yet. Then we want to do new enemies, and we have some prototypes on the table that we are sitting and playing around with. I don't have more details on it yet, but I can say that besides enemies that are moving around, we also want to do more stationary enemies like the Spitballer or
Spitballer mentioned.
The Brute Nexus.
Honestly, yeah.
But more stationary enemies. The Stabber Vines, I guess, is also a stationary enemy. So that I think is.
Oh, it specifies that the DLC is armor,
and will definitely shake things up in the caves.
Yeah, which matches.
Then, let's move on. We have new overclocks. As we have been working on overclocks, I mean, we have had a surplus of overclocks on the table that we haven't had a good time to put in, but now is the time, and we are delivering new overclocks for the primary weapons, and especially for long-time players. I think that is something that has been high on the wish list, and
You're fucking right.
That we can deliver that now.
Seriously, I want this more than new weapons right now.
Especially on the stream, a lot of people.
I think that's pretty obvious, actually. I think that goes for a lot of people.
Details, a lot of asking, at least in my experience, both on mission types and overclocks. I think are the things get named most. It's cool to be able to to put
to
that.
deliver on those. Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. And then obviously we are doing a new season, a new performance pass with everything uh, that comes with that in terms of cosmetics and gameplay. And then last but not least, of the main features, we are actually making a system where you can reactivate old seasons and continue playing them if you didn't finish them, or if you are new to the game and say you jumped on when season 3 launched, right? Then now you will get the chance to actually change the game so you can play season 1.
Okay.
And yeah.
So wait, just to make sure I understand it, like if there's a player who's maybe just bought Deep Rock Galactic this year, they could go back and have the experience of season 1 launching, and then go back and sort of play that on their own time.
Yeah, that's what we
We'll
are.
probably have to do that for
working on doing.
research reasons
Cool.
Yeah.
more than anything else.
That is not an easy task.
Well, in season 1
It's
specifically, I think,
complicated.
be interesting.
but we're doing our best
Yeah.
to see if this can happen, and we can.
Especially on what it means by that.
Would they
Obviously.
also be
Like,
Well-
does that include
Oop,
changes
sorry to interrupt,
happened
but would they
since?
also
Yeah, does
be
that
able
mean you
to,
won't have the Gen
burn
3
through the
secondaries
cosmetic tree of that
playing
season?
season 1?
Yeah, totally. So, for example, I mean, and there's where there's some challenges for us here to solve, right? But obviously, after when we are finishing a season, we take all the cosmetics that was not collected in that season and we move it into the standard game. And obviously, if you're replaying season, or if you are playing season
Fancy,
1,
what does someone's
and
season
then
1
there's a
performance
chance
pass
that
look
you have
like if
actually
you've already got
collected
cosmetics
some
from
of
it?
the cosmetics,
Cargo
right?
crate.
And then you are not getting the rewards
Then
again.
They'd already be
So
unlocked,
there
I
will be
guess.
something that
But
Yeah.
the
will be a
stuff
little
in
bit
between
wonky
wouldn't.
because maybe you have
But you still
you've
start
already
at like level
forgotten
0.
what was in
Yeah, it would have to be that way.
Oh yeah,
the season pass.
but that's the thing. Is it going to pick up where you left off?
I see next on the list over in the small stuff. I've got maybe we can start on that side, but I see new dance moves are hitting the dance floor.
That's already there.
That's already there. Yeah.
Can you perhaps demonstrate some of the dance moves that are going in?
You're funny.
Yeah, I mean, Mikkel, you spent the past few weeks in the motion cap suit. I feel like you're already ready for
No,
it.
this is not my idea, but Ronnie, one of our animators, he's making the dwarves twerk.
I don't want that.
When Mark asked if I could do it.
Like a pelvic thrust though would be more appropriate, like Elvis.
So yeah, no, we're doing a couple of the new
already have that.
dance moves.
Yeah,
on
we do
dance floor.
actually. You're right.
So that's gonna be fun.
I didn't think today would be.
I
the
can
day
imagine them
we twerk
twerking so vividly, and I hate
excited.
it.
It's actually now if we go into details on it, I mean the dwarves actually doesn't really have a butt. So it's more like I don't know, armor shaking or whatever they're doing. but they just you never see it, right? So it's
Season 5,
Learning
the
stuff about
twerking
dance moves.
dwarf
Yeah, you are.
update.
Yeah, I guess it's the best we get in as far as sex
is this
update
going
goes.
new songs in the dance floor? Is it just
Yeah.
it just moves?
It's just the moves. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's just dance moves.
What else do we? Maybe we can keep going. What else do we have on the small stuffs menu?
It's very small.
Cosmetic filtering.
Cosmetic filtering. Yeah, that's a feature that I think has. So personally, when I am using the randomized cosmetics, I have been sort of like wanting to be able to filter out silly or cosmetics, so I can get like a more,
Especially for randomization, that
like the
actually
more
is good.
sci-fi
Yeah.
important costumes and
Like-
hats and so on.
Oh, Mikkel.
But
He
then when
doesn't
we
want the
talked
silly
about
ones.
this,
He's the
we
head. He could just say
realized
no more
that
silly.
there's actually also demand to sort of have filters for seasons or seasonal content and so on.
At least he's got good
So,
taste.
yes, right now we're
Although I know he
looking
doesn't
into,
like steampunk.
creating a system
Or
where
fantasy
you
that
get
much in general.
some
Like,
kind of
Yeah.
filtering.
I think steampunk was like the art
I
director.
think we have around 147 headgear pieces right now in the game, and also the fact that headgear can both come as a helmet.
Pick and dance,
as a
cha-cha
cargo,
slide.
Right? I mean, maybe you want one or the other, and then we're trying to make these filter options, make it easier for you.
I wonder how many people are going to be going back to season 3 or 4.
True. last 6 years.
Probably a lot.
Yeah. So then we have some minor things. Game optimization. That I guess that's not minor for some people. That will be a huge thing. Game optimization
see any
is.
barrel
I mean, there
armor
will
being
always
added.
be players who are reading this and then they get the update and their game is still running poorly.
Barrel armor tells you how much
but we
like
have done
Mikkel
a lot
isn't in
in terms of
charge.
the
In that's entirely on Robert, the art director. He just hates the idea so much.
The NVIDIA integration, that's also an optimization.
What it is.
Yeah,
Barrel armor.
it is, and it is a feature
Right.
that has
He
been
just won't let it happen.
again requested from the community, and we have just looked into making it work. And then the last point that we are ready to share is
there'll be a new DLC armor. That's,
yeah.
Well, the fact here is that it'll be an armor and a weapon set, I guess. But
yeah,
for the DLC.
It's so, and it's like I mean, we are trying to alter a little bit between what we are doing, and I guess it also falls a little bit back on what is the theme of a season, what is most fitting. I think when we did season 1, we were doing 4 new primary weapons, right? And it just felt natural that we would do a weapon framework DLC. And yeah, and now it feels more right that we're doing an armor set and our DLC.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yeah. So that's basically it. Obviously, this is not
as it says, but this is what we can talk about right now. Yeah. Many things.
This is already far better than anything we've had since like season 1.
It's pretty much exactly what it should be.
We say more to come for
yeah.
a reason, because we don't want to list every single ambition that we would like to do and then end up with people feeling like that we broke a promise or disappointed or something. So it's the expectation, the strong hope is that we'll have more goodies to share. But this is the stuff that, right now we feel confident putting on the menu. And yeah, like you mentioned earlier, we are still on track for, is it a June as the roadmap says?
I don't think we have revealed the exact date yet.
No, not the date, but the month. I think we wrote in the roadmap.
Yeah, it is in there.
Yeah, and then that's still the.
That is still what we're aiming at.
The target.
Extremely likely. We need to get a little bit closer before we are completely nailing down a date and revealing.
I know we weren't actually expecting it, but at least it's not delayed. Not that I wouldn't call that a positive, but because I don't think anyone thought it would happen. But
it's gonna be cool.
Yes. Oh yeah, we'll see what
fucking the
chat says.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know.
We feel it's media.
Yeah. Also, speaking of the chat, this is whether you are watching on YouTube or Twitch right now. If you've got questions or something, we've got time for that as well. We've got a number of us sitting and reading both chats. So if you got something you're looking at that you'd like to ask, or this is a great time. So maybe while people are thinking of questions or thinking of things to ask, I can pop a few towards you, which. I've seen in the chat one person asks,
do you
does
intend to
replaying
continue
old
maintenance
seasons also
updates?
mean we'll be hearing old mission control voice
or something
lines?
like that?
They say, is the replaying old season option?
I get the question.
Mikkel is thinking.
I'm just thinking which voice lines.
I'll try and time it so it's like towards the end of them answering.
From mission control, because I think
I just did it.
Well, I think they're probably like reading it and saving it.
Isn't he has the mission briefing?
I'm some fucking idiot asking when season 5 is coming out.
Those are gonna be redone, but actually mission briefings were only introduced with season 3. We were not doing it for season 1 and 2, so obviously that will not be there.
Yeah.
Then I'm not so. I mean, of course, mission control in regards of some of the season events. If he is saying something, obviously that will happen again. But I think that is already happening if you encounter the event right now in the game. So I'm not sure that you should be looking forward to something. I don't know. That's not there, but it's never been there.
Maybe we can take another question. Somebody asks, will you be using some overclock ideas from Deep Rock Survivor? Being able to overclock your turrets or get crawler tracks would be really cool.
Oh,
When we saw those moving turrets in Survivor, we were like, oh my god, that request will come. That's for sure. It's obviously much harder to do in Deep Rock with the undulating terrain, but I think most of these ideas were pre-Survivor ideas, right?
So for Survivor, right, they are gonna do a lot of weapons, and they will also do a lot of new weapons that will never see the day of light in Deep Rock Galactic. That's not the same as that. I mean, ideas could spill over. We are getting inspired, obviously, by what Fonda has been doing, but I don't think there will ever be a single thing that will one-to-one be moved. Like concept-wise, we will always have to do our, I don't know, a conversion of it, or implementation of it in a slightly different way to make it work in a DRG context.
Yeah, just that they have taken the weapons and overclock ideas from Deep Rock and converted that into the the mechanics of Survivor. But of course, on an inspirational level, for sure.
I mean, I think I can come with an example of this actually already.
I like this. I hope I can get this image without them in it as I can use it as a thumbnail.
Board game, they actually wanted to do,
it's literally just a list of stuff in the update, and I like that.
Into DIG, but that was the two new enemies we did last time in season 4, which was.
Are you gonna be doing a news post? I assume so, right?
I mean, there should be an actual roadmap update.
No,
they said there would be
like a Rammer,
separate from that.
So
that might be a Steam.
And that one
I'll have a look.
But we took the Stingtail.
In case there's a Steam post.
So yeah.
Even if there isn't, almost definitely I'll have to do something.
Inspired by a spin-off, Deep Rock Galactic spin-off product.
I could just do the season 5 list, even if it's just that.
Speaking of inspiration from other games, I have a number of questions in both Twitch and YouTube who ask, what are the chances of a Helldivers collaboration?
I really enjoy seeing.
It's such an amazing game and such a great success. And right now, we're not even trying to approach them right now because they are super busy getting their own success in control. Of course,
I think the games. I mean, there's. I mean, the two. I mean, they are very different games, right? Helldivers and Deep Rock, even though there's a lot of similarities. I think a crossover would that be then? If you think about it, right? I mean, the art style of Deep Rock Galactic is very, I don't know, unique or specific. So would it be Helldivers in a DRG art style, or would it be
some DRG as Helldivers things?
I don't know. I mean, I just.
We haven't done any of these direct crossovers in game, right? So for now, we've kept on what we've done, and I was on social media with the Power Wash Simulator thing.
Yeah. So, but I can say that when we started working on Deep Rock Galactic, obviously you can say the games that we were mostly looking at was Left 4 Dead and I don't know, cave exploration in Minecraft.
Contrast this to what we got on season 4 during the stream last year.
Even, I mean, concept-wise, there was a top-down
I don't know,
shooter, so different.
Literally 10 times the amount of information.
Interesting mechanics that we got inspired by. So yeah, so we I don't know. We just enjoy to see that. That our community, our audience, clearly also loves Helldivers too.
Yeah. It's definitely feels like a lot of. The Venn diagram between if you like both games is almost a circle.
And I think that is actually one of the beautiful things about co-op games is that most people who play co-op games actually have a tendency to play a lot of different co-op games. They don't get like single-minded into one game and just only play that game, but they actually have a tendency to jump between them. I mean, then you play Deep Rock Galactic one evening, and then when you get tired of that, you say, "Hey, shouldn't we play Risk of Rain 2, or shouldn't we play Helldivers, and so on?" Right? So, and I think that is actually nice.
Yeah. Another maybe just a going back to questions about Deep Rock, there's another one here asking a lot of people coming up, and this is something we get in the chat or the dev streams regularly. People asking about any chance at revisiting the perk system, maybe where that is on priorities or on the wish list.
Well, it's high on wish list.
Yeah, internally as well. I mean,
yeah,
it's a
it
pretty
is.
big
It is.
task.
It is something me and Mike have been discussing a lot, and I think we have been sort of like uncertain how to approach it if we wanted to do it, because we could both see a complete overhaul of the system, like tearing everything down and redoing it, doing something completely new. But there could also be a route where we were simply just expanding it with more perks. The downside to just expanding it with more perks is that
like people won't ask for the
people
overhaul
are
if they
sitting
just
on a
add more
huge pile of perk points and would immediately just like boom unlock everything, and then they would decide what is the new meta for perks, and then that system wouldn't be used that much more. And I think that is a little bit of a pity that we spend a lot of time working on a system that really doesn't like engage people in a longer period. But yeah, so anyways, we have a lot of ideas for it. It's not happening for season 5. And yeah, we're talking about it.
Yeah. What about another feature? The number of people asking about the possibility of either new biomes or reworking existing biomes, and where that is on the wish list.
Yes. I personally, I'm more in favor of doing new biomes than actually reworking old ones. Historically, we're not always getting rewarded for changing old stuff. People have a tendency to like how things are, and then when we sort of, I don't know, change them, they are missing what was there before, and then they want that back somehow. Whereas if we do new biomes, it's just more content. So that is what I would prefer doing.
Gotcha.
Right now, we are spending a lot of time in the road core production in producing biomes. So I guess, I mean, yeah, right now our work in that regard is happening there.
Gotcha.
But seriously, I mean, short answer is yes, we want to do
maintenance updates in
for DID.
Just maintenance updates.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone here who'd be like, no, like, you know, everyone likes it. It's just a matter
it's useless.
What's
the
maybe
question?
also just keeping an eye on the time. We'll just take just a couple more questions. So if you've got anything burning, pop it in the chat, and maybe we'll have a chance to address it. But maybe one more we can look at as we're wrapping things up. Somebody asks about the future of maintenance updates, and if we plan to do more, sort of how we see the role of those as we continue development of Deep Rock Galactic.
I guess I can remove my.
That's a good question.
Actually,
again, right. So this is back to the long-term planning that we said we didn't want it to go into. I mean, right now we are full steam ahead on season 5. Then I think we that is where our focus is. So there's not obviously not coming any maintenance update until season 5 is released now. On the other side, yes, it could happen. There are pros and cons with the maintenance updates. The process that it's way easier for us to just push them out without a big hassle. But there's also the downside that we are putting a lot of work in something that is actually for very few people, obviously for our core players who are coming back to play the game. They appreciate these things, but it is difficult for us to excite new players.
I have a direct line into his brain.
So yeah, that's the pros and cons for the maintenance updates. But I think they have a place, and I think the last 2 maintenance updates we have done here in the vacuum between season 4 and season 5, I think they have worked fine.
Yeah. I think it's sort of a
But we got them to
judging
talk about
based on
them,
what we got time for, and also the
Yeah.
the need.
which we wanted.
They
That as
said
well.
basically exactly what I think we think.
Yeah.
Maybe just also wrapping things up. There is one more question that I've seen here. People asking about DRG merch and
Right.
whether people can expect or hope for any sort of Deep Rock Galactic merchandise at any point in the future.
They can of course hope.
Yeah, let's all hope. That we can't say anything definite at this point. As some of you know, we had previously an arrangement with the For Fans by Fans company that unfortunately got closed down, and since then we've not really had anything. And we are collaborating with Coffee Stain, publisher, on internally
You
to
realize
try
you've been
to
like blocking
find
off
another
Mickle.
solution for this.
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
as easy
I guess
as
that makes sense.
as it sounds, but
But I
it
didn't
is
think about it.
something we
Um,
want to solve.
I
But
can move
don't-
myself.
I can't promise if we can solve it.
I think
Then
there's
say,
about to
how
end.
can it be
I
solved?
know. Well, no, I think they're going to talk
business.
about Roguecoin in a minute.
we Deep Rock is in a weird place actually between
Oh, I guess
being,
actually, yeah.
like we're not big enough to go out and engage with the big merch suppliers.
Annoying because I need the
But
toilet again, like badly.
We are not that small.
I
that
can't
we
justify
don't
it right
need
now.
to do
I
delivery
can't
because
justify it if they're on screen.
very low volumes either. So it's
We're
a little
talking
bit.
about merch, Harry.
Yeah,
I know.
We're
Alright,
gonna have a
okay,
bit of
okay, I'll do
time.
it.
For Fans by Fans, I think one of the big downsides with that arrangement was that they were US located, right, which made
Finally,
it easy
some
for
peace and
you guys
quiet.
playing in the States to get the merch, but all our fans in Europe had to pay a high
else in the
cost
world,
and tax to get access to the merch. So that is definitely a challenge that we would like to sort of like fix.
Yeah.
Or place. Yeah, but
Yeah, it would be cool though. I mean, it's
Yeah, for sure.
we also want
We
it.
also want it.
add to the long list of yep. We also think it would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's probably about time that we wrap things up here, just time wise. So to everyone in Twitch and YouTube, thanks to all of you who came with questions, and sorry to anyone whose questions we weren't able to get to.
But I think can I just say a final thing, Aaron?
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know if we said it clear enough, but I think we want to do an on the horizon in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Where I think, where I hope, let me say it that way, where I hope we can say a little bit more of our update the roadmap and talk about like the future a little bit more in details. So yeah.
Yeah,
Of course, I will also expand on Ghost Ship publishing as well, right?
Yeah, that's
now I'm
that
at
was,
ease.
yeah, just sort of to wrap things up. That's where I wanted to get to. So
I can put the. I got rid of the border to make room for
folks
Mickle.
Expect for in the next few months from I don't know. What sort of what sort of things are they going to be hearing, or what should people expect, or maybe just as importantly, not expect to hear in the next few months?
But we will spill more information about season 5, obviously. Potentially also more about Roguecore.
Yeah.
So that's what people should be expect in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and like Michael said, we're if anyone watched the On the Horizon big stream we did earlier this fall, that was sort of a big time to look at Ghost Ship publishing projects, and then also put some big details and show first screenshots or like game material and stuff like that. So once we get to the point where it's like, yeah, we have something cool to say and something cool to show off, we'll be hearing that. So if you're watching, this is a great time, if you aren't already, to follow us on Steam. On the Steam store page for Deep Rock Galactic is there, and Discord on Reddit is where we will be keeping you updated with the very latest on that. And again, to everyone with your questions, thank you all for coming with so many great questions, and also just people who came to share how much they've been enjoying Deep Rock Galactic. I think also on this 6th anniversary occasion, it's also just really cool to see that there's this many people who, with this game mean so much to them. So if we weren't able to get to your questions today, we do regular dev streams every week on Thursdays and Fridays. We're taking tomorrow off, but most every week, Thursdays and Fridays at 1 p.m. CET. Tune in on Twitch or YouTube and bring those questions back to us, and we will do our very, very best to answer them. I think it's just about time that we wrap it up and have a little office party with our content creator guests. But is there any, I don't know, final little word that you guys want to share on this
I mean,
6th anniversary occasion?
I just want to say to all you guys watching this, enjoy the anniversary and the space rig. Have a party, have a blast, play some prop hunt.
Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
Yeah, do the assignment and get the new armor, the Mark 6 armor that we put in. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Mikkel. And thanks, to Mikkel and Soren, thank you for taking the time to join us and sharing this. And once again, thanks for everybody who's tuning in to watch, and a big old rock and stone all around the world and beneath the Earth's crust, because that's where the most important work goes on.
Rock and
Alrighty.
stone.
Rock and stone, folks. I think, Jacob, take us home.
Yeah, we have a Twitch raid coming up here in 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah. If you are on Twitch watching, we are going to pop in. We always like to raid a channel. So pop in there, spam Rock and Stone. And folks, enjoy it. I hope you're having fun in the anniversary event. I hope everybody is safe and happy and well. And we will talk to you soon.
And today we're raiding Co Carnage, who is playing Deep Rock Galactic Survivor right now, and he's also running a charity event on his stream. So go check that out, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks, folks. Rock and Stone. Let's raid.
Over.
It's Jova.
Well, that was pretty
Yeah.
lean. That was definitely leaner than I expected.
And this
Not
is something
much
I didn't
fat.
mention during the thing, but I kept an eye on.
I almost just clicked stop
Five-
streaming.
500 on YouTube, like 450, but I will also say 500 on Twitch. This is significantly less than last year. Right?
Yeah.
Like it was like 2,000 on YouTube last year, and then
Jesus.
probably I would imagine about that on Twitch. So I don't really know what much to say about that because it's
Well,
not like anything about this was bad.
There was very
other
little
than,
build
like,
up.
Yeah, they didn't like market it like at all.
Didn't market this. And if this proves anything, they're
Yeah.
going to need to market season 5 earlier than normal. I think they will, but they've got to do it. People need to know about season 5 like more than pretty early on. I think, like a lot of people need to know. Like I think this should be a Steam post pretty soon. Really, they know what they're doing. Also, they did say there'll be another On the Horizon stream.
It did soon, within like a couple months.
Yeah, I think that can still. I think that means that I think that does mean earlier than the last one. Couple months is definitely because if it's not, then it is. You know,
Well, I think it sounded like
October.
just
October is
before-
objectively. October's 8 months away. You don't use a couple months. 8 months. So
I think it was like before season 5. It sounded
Really?
like with the way they put it.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
like,
that makes
they would
what
talk
that makes
more
what
about season
wasn't in
5
this
is what they said.
more reasonable.
Yeah.
Which was like I don't know. I think the only thing that I think is probably missing was just any kind of actual like in-game visuals, even just screenshots, both for Rocore or Deep Rock. Just something
Yeah.
to show in game. But apart from that, just focusing. If we're just focusing on season 5, it's just correct. I guess it's just correct.
Yeah. I mean,
obviously it's not. It's even then it's
it's-
not. It's not everything, but it's also exactly what it should be. You know.
Yeah, basically everything there is ticking someone's boxes, I think, right? Like, I mean, mission type and overclocks is like, yes, everyone, job done. The new enemies, I'm kind of
I
surprised.
like the mention
because
of
it
new
doesn't
enemies
sound
as
like
a as a point that like that kind of
Steam
point.
ones. Yeah.
What's above overclock?
And
I mean,
the fact that Mikkel didn't go for like the sentry turrets, but like the rivals, but he was thinking more spitballers, like and brew nexuses. That's what tipped me off to this might be more not inherently like those things that they're going to be like the giant plant or flesh based things, but like it might be more random enemies that are already there that are stationary rather than you know just the new enemies, the stationary.
Well, in
I don't know.
that's fair. That
Uh,
probably explains why it's. I think maybe the previous ones have been shorter anyway. Maybe it was just the last year was specifically a lot bigger. Well, 5-year thing
Yeah,
was a lot bigger.
Yeah, last year was 5-year. They had the announcement of the publishing essentially, and they were like talking about all the new stuff. They had the event. Like there wasn't much to show. They probably could have done some more. Like I would have thought there would have been more than just acknowledging that Survivor came out. I thought they would have.
Yeah, I
brought
know.
on
Like that's
the
what I mean.
devs and talked about them, but I guess
It's
they're
so
busy.
lean. There's so little fat on this stream. Like arguably,
you got,
like
like-
even the entire thing at the beginning with the fucking the content creators was just arguably just fat as well, though.
Like
means-
like about under 10 minutes, or maybe just 10 minutes per creator.
Which makes the actual valuable part really condensed, but still much better than last year, obviously.
Yeah,
Much better.
and plus,
was
I mean, you
expect-
can even tell
I'm
they're
sorry.
a lot more.
I was expecting roadmap. They said roadmap in the Steam post yesterday. It said there'd be a roadmap and new details on season 5. So
That's what this is.
I guess this is what the
last
roadmap is.
was, quotation marks.
Yeah.
But
Pretty
yeah,
fair.
I mean, compared to last year, like there ain't no complaining coming from us. That's for damn sure.
It's going to be
like,
analysis. Sure. Yeah, they're already getting in a couple like extra features as well that I probably wasn't expecting because, like the cosmetic filtering, for example, having that there is like an early thing that they're planning on doing as well. You know, like I like even like smaller stuff like that is already being like established as what they're going to be doing. Samuel, I'm guessing there'll be 12 overclocks in season 6, one for each secondary. Well, see, I would say so
it's
too.
a safe.
That's one of the bigger problems I do have in general. It's like when they can't, for some reason, they can't say things like that. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't even need them to give a window on season 6. But when you get overclocks, only for the primary weapons, you expect there to be followed up with secondaries, and you expect
When
that
we
to be
got a
something
new
that
set,
you expect them to know that. You know,
when we got a new set of primaries in season 1, everyone and their cousin knew that we were getting secondaries in season 2, and I think that much can be assumed for this as well. It does seem like they're pretty dead set on only one for all of them.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be at least one. It is 12 overclocks are being added, which I mean, I feel like some of them could have deserved an extra one, and some of them could have gotten none, but probably wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I
But,
mean the rigidity there though. It's like about it. But like the Gen 3 weapons, they all have exactly 6 overclocks. So it's like I don't think they're particularly interested in letting themselves run wild in that one. Like it would just be creating extra work, I guess. But... Which I guess that makes enemies. That does make the enemies thing seem more weighty once again, because it's like I wasn't even inherently expecting it to be a point in the list.
You know what?
I assume it includes
does it normally
new enemies and like
Harry,
themed enemies as well, though. What?
does it normally include has a new event? Is that normally in that?
It would have to be like across all 4, and that to be like a confirmed thing that should be there. You know.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's kind of just them sort of like not oversights, but just
It would
them
be like part of new
sort of like
theme or some shit.
the small differences between roadmaps that don't particularly. It would need to be very recurring. So I'm going to try and find the. Well, actually, I guess the season 4 roadmap doesn't exist. Actually, they never published it.
I mean, they better publish this one if they know it's good for them.
Coming for them. Season 4 roadmap. Well, there's our video on it. Oh yeah, so season 4 it does say events.
Yeah.
I like how you're like focusing on this.
Well, that's because, as I mentioned, that maybe they might not do an event.
Season
and
3
this
roadmap.
is-
No.
I don't know why you're scrolling through there. You could have just looked it up. I think it was all on the images.
This is just as quick, pretty much. Yeah, they didn't say it for season 3.
All right.
Season 2. Yep. And then I guess season 1's probably a bit weirder. Roadmap.
We can't really say
No, I don't think we can.
in either direction.
I don't think so.
Alright. But yeah, I think this will be stuff for the podcast. I mean, imagine we're going to just be going through the thing they've showed us, right?
Exactly
and,
that.
Saying whether or not that's good, which it will be often be that it is, and then like what we hope from it, I guess. But yeah, no, I mean, at least it was all good news essentially, and it was cool what they did for the content creators. Sad that we weren't any of them. But I find it more weird that like if we were, we would have been like in like Norway by now, and that like freaks me out a little bit. So it's probably best that we didn't get invited.
And it's definitely best that we didn't get invited. That would have stressed me the fuck out.
Yeah.
It stresses me. It stresses me out enough as it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm also kind of glad it's not like a ridiculous amount to take in either. And obviously, we have like another on the Horizon stream anyway coming up, so can't actually say. I can point out that certain things I was certain things I was expecting that aren't here, but I'm not. I'm also not going to complain about that now, given that a lot of that stuff's probably going to be in that next stream. So I'm not worried. Yeah, this is sort of more of like just a fun little thing with this involved, with this in it as well. This lovely little stuff. God, I think the replaying old seasons thing is so strange though.
Yeah,
I would say good. I think definitely good. I think so, but
it seems like they don't quite know how they're going to iron out all the problems that people then start thinking of, which they're going to be starting thinking of that. But no, I think it's I think that's quite good because it makes those past seasons worth more now, right? That you can go back to them. First of all, if they do retain your progress through them, which they definitely should, then that's something, right? A lot of people would want that. I assume you'd want that, right? You'd like to go back and see how well you did, right?
I suppose that's an interesting debate almost. Like, I guess it's kind of very much so. It should probably be your progress, but I guess the idea of going back and replaying them, it does seem replaying, you know.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's like
it feels almost different to just
I assume
just
this
turning on an old season.
I assume this is stemmed from the off switch, right? Where when they made the off switch for season 4, they were like, could we make an on switch for the other seasons?
Which is
right?
why,
and then
by the way,
might have extended it from there.
By the way, that is why I would personally prefer to see this in a maintenance update. By the way, but if you don't mind me saying,
this clearly is going to be way too much for a maintenance update. It's clearly that is going to be a whole bag.
No. I think this entire thing could fit within a maintenance update.
Yeah, and I mean that's pretty cool, to be honest with you, because realistically, that maintenance update thing, that's probably just us, right? Like maybe one other person. Like,
yeah,
I don't think anyone else gave a shit about the maintenance updates, so that's cool
important.
Yeah.
The way they talked about it too.
The issue is that their answer was kind of very vague. Is I guess the best.
Yeah, I think understandably vague though, because they probably are weighing up whether or not to do them. You know?
Yeah, because those are good pros and cons. Like as it meant, like they're very easy and very good, very useful, but no one gives a shit, right? Which is not how he put it, but is essentially how it is. Is that it's not something you can market, and even if you could, people wouldn't really care. Like it's a bunch of work that you won't see results out of in like player numbers, right? And we didn't, right? You keep checking the thing, right? The player numbers weren't shooting up because of at it making the game better, but they did apparently go up because of Survivor, right? So it's kind of like, it seems like making new things is basically the only way of building up to get more people.
Yeah, it's like you look at
which is
the
something
the
that-
stuff on the right, like the first 4 points could be like a maintenance update, for example. But it's also it's kind of, I think people will be surprised how short the list of stuff becomes in terms of how it looks of a season when you take out all of the smaller stuff. Because the smaller
Yeah.
stuff usually
Well, I don't
usually
think they
makes up
should
the
ever
most of
stop
the
adding-
usually makes up most of the text, and it's not like you can just move. Well, what I was going to say is you could argue that maintenance updates should be used to add things like this, and the seasons should be kept like completely focused on the big stuff, and that way both can be like quicker. But people will pick up on there being like less miscellaneous stuff in the seasons and see it as like less of a full package. Like that will actually happen, and that's kind of unfair on them.
Yeah, which is why I don't think we should get, and they're not. But the goal of the maintenance updates isn't to get rid of the smaller things from seasons. It's just to make sure you get even more of the smaller things throughout the year. But I think they know that and they get it, which is why we're still getting small stuff despite having all these other things. And the small stuff we're getting is pretty cool. And I actually need to go to the toilet now. I mean, you would imagine after all this time.
Well,
I
there's a
think
good
we
chance we
probably
should end
wrap
it.
it up now.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I actually appreciate this not taking up my day.
Yeah. I mean,
like it didn't feel like because let's be honest, let's just face it head on. If they tried to talk about other stuff like Rogue or stuff, they would just be thundering about in stuff that they can't really talk about.
Yeah.
And so
They
it's good that they're
clearly-
planning another stream. So that's just face
other
value,
than-
That's just taking it as it is.
Other than bringing the streamers in, they clearly reined this one back considering last year, but I think that is more than fair.
Well, yeah,
It's less of a technical celebration. There's also a lot more things that they can talk about, but they also can't really talk about. Like, there's a lot of things that, is coming up, but it's not close up, right? So they can't talk about it. But when it comes down to that on the horizon, that's going to be that, right? That's going to be them saying, like, we know this, we can do this, we're going to do this. And, like, Mikkel's going to be, like, giddy. And, like, when it turns to it, he's just, like, laying back in the chair, like, zonked out, like, out of his goddamn mind.
Yeah, part of me was starting to get worried, though, actually, earlier on, how different it would be from previous ones. And it is still quite different, this stream, but they still kept in the one thing I wanted, which was just Mikkel and Soren just shooting the shit and then also talking about the next thing they're doing. That's the most important thing.
Planted a new hope and dream into us that we get an all expenses paid trip to Copenhagen to hang out with the Ghost Ship crew. That's now in our head.
Maybe
which
trolls,
is no right
maybe
to be
trolls
there.
can set us up.
I don't think that's how it works. I think if we actually made good videos,
Stay with him.
then I think we would good stuff would occur. Which, if that isn't motivation, then I don't know what is. But I think that's enough for us here. Because that was enough for them there. This was cool as hell. Season 5 is looking fire, but nothing we didn't already really know, right?
Yeah, I know. I
obviously
mean,
there
like,
was some,
well,
the new
well,
enemies
Tyler,
and
what we heard
the
about though, everything that we
fi-
heard about
season change.
was enough, right? We
Yeah.
even talked about, literally just the mission type and the overclocks on top of standard season stuff. We were talking about that as all we needed, all we needed really, and I think that still would have been the case.
And we're getting more.
Yeah, obviously. That's not even surprising, but it still was like, I didn't want it to be different from what we'd heard, because what we'd heard was really good, so.
And plus, Mikkel specifically explained that the game mode is going to be he used the term mirroring the Lockway extraction mission.
But I think no, because I think what you said was mirroring the extraction. I think he's actually referring to. I don't know. I might have to actually
he's
listen to
talking
it again.
about Morkite, right? Isn't that what it's called?
No, but he
extraction?
said Morkite extract. What's called Mine Expedition. He said something about Morkite extraction. Well, there used to be this mission type. It preceded Egg Hunt. It was just called Search and Extract. It was basically Egg Hunt but with Morkite. So you would have to find it. You wouldn't see the stuff you need to find on the map, but it also wouldn't be a linear mission either. And I think and it says here it involves searching. I think it is going to be like a and reintroduction of search and extract, basically.
I feel like you might know too much, and that you might be leaning you astray. But also, I think you might be right because, like, I think
Yeah, but Tyler,
if
I also
they're-
mean like a spiritual reintroduction, like the idea of
Maybe,
search and
but-
extract, which is like searching a big cave or like stuff that like
I don't think
searching. You
Mikkel
have to
would have
actually
been
look
talking
around, you know.
about a game mode that nobody knows about, right? I think he probably was talking about a mining expedition.
I
but he was
think
just
if
calling it,
that's
like,
I
extraction or
I could
something.
still be right though.
Yeah, but I think you might be because it would make sense that, like, if they want to go back to basics as far as game modes are concerned, bringing back something when game modes were basic is a pretty easy shortcut way of doing that, right? Like, instead of trying to cast your mind back or trying to de-evolve missions in some way, shape, or form, just grabbing a mission that was cut from like near the beginning of the game and remastering it is probably the best way of going about doing that.
It's essentially
yeah,
Mine
either way,
Expedition, but in a different cave type.
yeah.
And that's kind
But
of
it will
what
probably
it
be
should
different,
be.
obviously. Hell, it might, if it's going to be specifically related to season 5, which it probably will be, it might be just gathering Exponite in that new way. Who knows? Either way, yeah. The
Good
cool
stuff.
anniversary.
We'll talk about it more soon.
Happy birthday,
Merry
Deep
Christmas.
Rock from yesterday. And a happy new year.
Nathaniel, don't you dare fucking mention Rivals. I'll ban you. It's just that a second
And thanks
Rivals
for being
mission
here.
type that is search and destroy mission would be cool. Maybe. I don't want to think about that because that's not what this is going to be. Because we know that it's just nonsense.
Thank you, everyone.
Alright, yeah,
that
thank
popped
you.
into the chat.
See you soon.